Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to get started reloading for around $400. Alright, the first thing you're going to need is a reloading handbook or manual. This is the Lyman Reloading Handbook. I got it off Amazon for 25 bucks. Alright, so now that you've finished reading your reloading manual, you need to get a press. I would recommend just buying a kit, especially if you're new and you don't really know what you're doing. Obviously you've read up on it, but you can still screw something up and it's kind of a pain in the ass to have to go buy everything separately. This came with the single stage press, and I really would recommend a single stage press over anything else for a beginner, just because it's a lot easier to tell if you make a mistake with a single stage press versus a turret or a progressive press. Also included is the Lee Perfect Powder Measure. It's less than perfect, I'll say that, but it's definitely pretty accurate. It'll get your job done. You just have to weigh your charges a little bit more often to make sure it's still accurate. Also included is the Lee resizing lubrication. This stuff's alright. I wouldn't buy it again, but it came with the kit, which is kind of nice, and it gets the job done. Also included is the hand priming tool. It comes with this shell holder set here, which allows you to prime almost any casing. And then we've got the case prep set here, and this is alright. You're supposed to like cut your cases with this, but it's not that accurate, and considering that you're going to be cutting within a few thousandths of an inch, I wouldn't recommend it. I've upgraded from there and I'll show you that in a second. Also included is the balance. It's alright, it's magnetic so it takes a little bit. It's a lot harder to store too than a digital scale would be, and if you have the money I would definitely recommend upgrading to that. After I used the Lee Anniversary Kit a few times, I decided to upgrade and buy the Lyman Universal Case Trimmer. This thing's really awesome here and it was only 75 bucks. It's kind of a lot of money, but it's a lot better than this crappy setup you get from the Anniversary Kit. It allows for really accurate cuts because it's got these presets here that you can lock down. You just throw like basically any case into here, lock it down, spin this, and it shaves off a ton of the brass. My second upgrade was to switch to the Lyman Case Prep Multi-Tool. This was 24 bucks on Amazon, and it comes with these awesome tool heads that screw off here so you can switch them out. And inside is really cool because it's a little pocket where you can hide the rest of your tools in there. I mainly bought this just because I reload a lot of military brass, and for those of you who don't know, government brass has a crimped primer pocket, which means it's a pain in the ass to reprime it and almost impossible unless you have one of these. That'll get rid of that crimp in there, and then you can go on and using it just like it was 223 brass. So once again, that was 24 bucks on Amazon. It was worth every penny. Next, you're going to need a bullet puller. This is the Frankfurt Arsenal bullet puller. This thing's pretty awesome. It's used for when you make a mistake, you just screw this part off here, put a bullet in there, screw it back on, give it a few smacks, the bullet comes out, and you can reuse all those components. This was 17 bucks on Amazon. Next, you're going to need a caliper, and you will need a caliper. Reloading is a very fine piece of work, and you need to be within a few thousandths of an inch each time, so you're going to need a caliper. This was 15 bucks on Amazon. It's pretty cheap and it gets the job done. There'll be a link in the description for all this gear, by the way. Then you're going to need some case holders. If you're cheap like me, you have wood laying around and some particle board, you'll drill 50 holes in it, glue it together, and make your own. I made two. You're probably going to want two. I usually try to work with one group of like whatever process I'm doing. Let's say I'm filling powder. This will be the empty one. This will be the done one. That way you can keep them separated and you don't end up throwing a double charge or anything like that. Yeah, once again, you can make these from scratch if you're a cheap bastard like me, or you can just go buy them. I think they're like 10 bucks, 7 bucks a pop. Not too bad. Alright, so one thing I haven't mentioned up to this point is that I do not use a case tumbler. You can buy one, but they're about 100 bucks, and it's another 20 for all the components you're going to need to get it working. For me, clean brass is important, but I don't have to have it perfectly clean. I've noticed that if I throw some hot water and a little bit of simple green with some elbow grease, my casings come out workable. And 10 bucks versus 120 is a really big deal for me because reloading is all about keeping costs low. Alright, so the last two things you're going to need are dies and components. For every type of caliber you're going to be reloading, you're going to need a die set. These run about 40 bucks on Amazon, and every available brand is pretty good. Next, you're going to need powder. Look up in your manual to see what type of powder you're going to need.
This is what I'm using for 223 right now, only because it's the only thing available. The powder's not bad, but it's about 30 bucks a pound, which is almost double what I would want to pay. Next, you're going to need some primers. Find out what size and what company you like, and these run about 37 bucks per thousand. Wolf makes a little bit cheaper primers, but they're still really effective. These are hard to come by, so if you find them, grab a bunch. Then you're going to need projectiles. That depends on a lot of things like your barrel twist and a bunch of stuff like that and how much you're willing to spend. Sierra, GameKing is some pretty good ammo. It's pretty cheap too, and Hornady makes some pretty cheap projectiles too. These are 12 bucks per 100, and I got them off of Notches, which is a really good website, by the way. Next up, and finally, you have your most expensive component, brass. You can buy it in bulk, you can pick it up from the range, or you can pick up your own rounds. I would not recommend picking up from the range just because you don't know where the ammo's been, how long it's been out there, if it's rusted inside. It's really hard to give it a proper inspection. And buying it in bulk can be expensive, and you can get some messed up brass. This is bulk Lake City brass, by the way. I bought it for $100 for 500 casings, I believe. I wouldn't do it again. It's alright, but I would rather just shoot my own ammo and save the brass. It's way cheaper, and like I said, you can save about 100 bucks. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If I missed anything or if you still have some questions, leave a comment below. I'll get back to you within a day. Hopefully I can help you out. If you have any other questions, or if you want to see something specific in a video, let me know and I'll try to incorporate it. We're going to have a few more ammo tests coming out, hopefully, before the end of summer. And yeah, that's what we're working on. Alright guys, if you liked the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day.